Here's an idea to everyone who plays top tier and meta decks. You should play Rogue.
We'll just simply draw a hand for next turn.
What, you're allergic to fun or something? Sometimes it's okay to be a contrarian, and sometimes doing the correct thing isn't always the right thing. Especially when it's the fun thing. Unfortunately, I play Dota 2 because of self-loathing and tricking myself into thinking it was fun. Why'd I bring this up? Well, MOBAs have a lot of updates. Updates that buff and nerf certain heroes and items. This creates shifts in the meta. Sounds a lot like Yu-Gi-Oh's ban list. As a result, off-meta characters and off-meta builds will pop up every single patch. But sometimes the off-meta builds can be really, really fun. My favourite character is an OAP with an AWP. You build him to maximise attack damage and use spells to complement your attacks. If you're a normal functioning human being. I, however, was dropped as a baby, so I build him as a spellcasting support even though he only has 2 spells. But it works out when we don't lose, and it's fun. Are there better ways to play this character? Yes, but I like my way. What matters to me is I played the match the way I wanted to play it, and having fun while doing so. For the most part. I got reported for griefing. So what does this have to do with playing Rogue? Well, Dota, much like Yu-Gi-Oh, when it comes to building your character or deck, you have complete autonomy while doing so, meaning you have the freedom to build whatever you want the way you want. And sometimes when you want to build a certain deck, a little digging can help you discover decks with unique and interesting mechanics and styles. No other deck plays like Weather Painters, where back row cards give your monsters extra effects. No other deck plays like Valence, where your game plan is to move monsters around the board like a game of Monopoly. I don't understand how that helps you win the game, but I've lost to it. What makes these decks unique is what makes them fun. They also expand your perspective of what the game has to offer, and having the experience of playing zany decks with new and interesting styles offers a more positive game experience in the long run. It's no shock a lot of people complain about the current state of Yu-Gi-Oh! When they play against a lot of games where it's just, oh, let's sit against a board with 5 negates or floodgates, or just watch some guy play a single game of solitaire for 3 days straight until you just decide to concede. Oftentimes, meta feels cookie cutter, clinical, and cold. Alright, so if rogue decks are so great, why don't everyone play them? Well, same reason why people don't play PTSD Santa as a spellcasting support. There's better options out there. Rogue decks can't contend with modern powerhouses, and even more recent rogue options struggle under those conditions. How the fuck do you think S-Force or Magical Musketeers can play against Snake Eyes or Fire Kings? Quite simply, they don't. They died to whatever they set up. Probably. I don't play any of these decks. Maybe S-Force is the answer to the Fire King problem. That's not to say they're completely useless, because they aren't. In 2019, at YCS Chicago, the meta ran wild with full power Sky Strikers and Thunder Dragons just fucking tearing everything up. Nothing could really beat it. But an absolute man beast, Raphael Nevin, topped the entire event with fucking Lunar Lights. And no one saw it coming. I mean, how the fuck could you? And if it wasn't for this king, who probably played Lunar Lights religiously to begin with and noticed that Lunar Lights are actually kinda cracked this format, he would not have topped. Because he went against the status quo, he proved to be greater than it.
Everyone was like super into Lunar Lights, so I started testing it, started solitaring it on the plane. And that's why I chose it. That was pretty good. Yeah, it was very.
I'll leave you with these thoughts on the matter. At the end of the day, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just a game. And games are meant to be fun, and they're meant to be explored and enjoyed and not taken too seriously. Some people do have the luxury to pump over 4 figures of United States currency into a single deck, only for it to get banned 8 minutes later. And I love that for you, but it is just a game. Games were made to have fun. Your funny 60 card That Grass Looks Greener Infernoid Sacred Beast deck won't always win. Yes, that is one of mine, don't at me. However, rogue decks and off-meta decks have a greater expression of how you want to play. And that's why we love these decks. It comes from an emotional place. A place of simplicity, curiosity, exploration. There's no rhyme or reason for enjoying playing Rogue, but if you don't play Rogue, you should give it a go. You just might like it. Good luck. Have fun. See you next time.